Hello. Good evening. Hi. We're going to reconvene to regular meeting at 7 p.m. Hello, excuse me. Hi. We're reconvening to our regular meeting at 7 p.m. Thank you. So, report of action in closed session. There was no action taken in closed session. Kelly, are there comments from members of the public? Thank you. So, before we begin with the comments from members of the public may comment on any item within the board's jurisdiction, with individual speakers limited to 3 minutes per comment during the public comment portion of the meeting, even if items are not on the agenda. However, the law prohibits actions by the board on non-agenda items, therefore the board will not respond to items not on the agenda. Individuals wishing to speak on a specific agenda item may do so during public comment or at a time the item is considered by the board. So please come forward, Michaela Mack. Hi, good evening.
Okay. Hi, so my name is Michaela. Been here since fall 2023. This is my last semester. And it took me a while to come up here and say this because I am the president of Student Voice Coalition here. I'm the one that has gathered the chalkout events on this quad. And I have been asking faculty, academic senate, been working with ASSE for a while now on these things. And what I'm asking for you guys to do is, can we create some immigration practice drills? I know it's going to take time for us to create these things, but I think that it's time for this college to step up a little bit because our country is under fire right now. And I think most of you just need to step up a little bit with learning how to do these type of things when it comes to students and student safety. Because I should not have to hear from students on my own survey from 236 responses about students feeling that they're scared on this campus because of immigration, because of ICE is a major attack on our country right now. And the major thing is, I think we all deserve better communication for students. Because for the Canvas dashboard, I have not seen not that many announcements on if ICE is going to come here or not. And I know from Police Officer Robert, he has said that from Homeland Security, ICE is not going to come here. But I do not trust him with that response from Homeland Security. So I would like to see better communication from students. Even if faculty do get better emails, we all deserve the same respect with communication for faculty, students, and even temporary student workers. So that is my second comment, and my third comment is based on graduation. I am graduating 2026. I know there are 2,000 graduates attending for this graduation ceremony. What I'm requesting is that can we make graduation optional for everyone to attend? It's also stressful for us as graduates to ask undergraduates for tickets. It's stressful for us to be prepared for a graduation because we're the ones that are walking our graduation ceremony. For the football stadium, you guys can arrange this. You guys can move things around the stadium, make it open for everyone to attend for family and friends, even though I heard from last graduation ceremony it was chaotic. But it shouldn't be like this because you guys can hire security for these things. There are things that you guys can do if you just take the time and do it and step up a little bit. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Michaela. Appreciate you sharing your thoughts. And now we're going to move on. Okay. Hi, please come up, Anna Patero. Hi, Anna. Oh, yeah. It's off. There you go, it's on.
Good evening, President Cargo Reed, Superintendent Butler, and members of the Board of Trustees. Is it on? It's on. Okay, here. Anna Patero, I'm a member of the FSUSD governing board. I'm here as an individual. There's a saying, Native American saying that says, listen to the elders and follow the youth. I'm in a unique position here in the discipline that I teach here at Solano Community College, where I teach students to participate in their education by learning how to analyze an audience, structure speech, research, and deliver speech effectively. I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to thank the administration for the feedback that they've given to my students. This evening, you're going to hear a bunch of students here who are not only participating in their education, I've taught them to participate in their democracy. Now more than ever, we need young people to shape their future. And I tell them what the world looks like in 30 years will be because of them. Thank you so much for listening to them and for giving them the opportunity to use their voices and to participate in their democracy.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. That was very good. Hi, would Jalen Tran please come speak? Hi, welcome.
Good evening. My name is Shaden Tran. I'll be starting us off today. Board President Cargo Reed, Superintendent Butler, members of the board, as of Tuesday, May 5th, according to West Texas Intermediate, the price for a barrel of oil is $105. The result of which is high gas prices. The exorbitant price of gas is negatively impacting students. We are here to address the causes, examine the effects, and propose some solutions that this board could consider to benefit Solano college students. That's all I have.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Well, that's interesting. I think I can hear them.
Hi, please come up, Serene Espizara. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. And it is really hard for us at the board to hear, so if you can project your voices when you come to speak, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want me to click on for the microphone? Sorry, y'all.
Yes, if it's red, it's on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Do I just start? Okay. Members of the board, expenses such as maintenance and gas can build up over time for Solano College students. Depending on the type of gas, the prices can vary to $5 to $6 a gallon of regular gas. This can cause a strain for enrollment and attendance in schools. The college has made efforts to combat this by introducing alternative options, such as the Falcon Flyer. However, since it's still in its early stages, there's a lack of awareness of this service as well as its dependability. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hi, can Shahir Awad come up and speak, please? And I apologize again if I mispronounced your name. Hi, welcome.
Hello. Members of the board, Solano's Falcon Flyer is a vanpool program that ferries students between either Fairfield and Vacaville or Fairfield and Vallejo. The vanpool is only a year old. It started in April of 2025. There are 3 vans and the drivers get paid about $22 per hour. The purpose of the program is to provide students who have classes in multiple campuses with an alternative to taking the bus. Traveling between campuses on public transport could take up to 2 hours, compared to the Flyer, which takes around 20 to 30 minutes. Currently, students' usage of the program is fairly low. despite the efficiency. Many students have stated that the way the flyer is currently operating is insufficient, and the program needs a few slight improvements. In a survey using Google Form among Solano College students, keeping in mind that students have other alternatives for getting to school, such as taking the Falcon Flyer, city bus, or biking. The purpose of this was to find out how exactly students are being affected by the increase in gas prices. We asked questions such as how are the students getting to school, how much are they spending on gas, and whether or not they knew about the transportation resources that the school offers. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you sharing that. But Angela Guzman, oh, sorry, again, apologize for pronunciation. Welcome.
Fellow members of the board, when it first comes to how transportation negatively affects us, we need to first understand that there are a multitude of factors, such as students not prioritizing getting to school in person if it is simply out of their control, and giving more importance to their personal necessities. On average, college students' income is $5K to $15K, and because of this, students have been forced to learn how to budget in order to afford the cost of living. Factors that students do take into account include groceries, medication costs, and most importantly, gas prices. This has caused many commuters to not find the drive to school worth it. College students have had to skip meals or spend more hours in their workplace in order to afford gas or rent, since the cost of living has increased as well. This has prevented students from shifting their focus on school, causing them to miss class and ultimately drop out of classes. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing this. Hi, would Solange Lincoln Berry please come forward? Hi. Welcome.
Members of the board, one of the reasons students have poor attendance and or bad grades is due to commuting and transportation issues. Not having stable transportation, having to rely on somebody else, or even taking ride shares can be very taxing mentally and physically. My first semester schedule was completely based on my friend, which caused a shift in my mental state and even my physical state. Not having consistent or stable transportation to and from school is not only unsafe, but can cause lack of motivation, lack of sleep, the feeling of defeat, food insecurity, higher chances of decreasing grades and attendance, time anxiety, and so much more. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing this. Would Bella Young please come speak? Thank you. Welcome.
Members of the board, students at Solano face major transportation challenges that make getting to classes difficult. While options like the Falcon Flyer, public bus, and Sassoon Microtransit exist, they don't align with student schedules. For example, classes start as early as 8 a.m. and end as late as 9 p.m. But the Falcon Flyer doesn't start running until 9:15 a.m. and stops as early as 4:25 p.m. with very limited stops in between. Even with one less stop on Friday, it still takes the Falcon Flyer an hour to get to Fairfield from Vallejo, according to the Falcon Flyer schedule. Along with that, if the bus breaks down or can't run that day, with the lack of communication when that happens, students get stranded at the Flyer bus stop or have to find their own way from where the bus last leads them, whether that is the side of the road or the wrong campus.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing this information. Ziamara Amoroso. Hi. So again, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Welcome.
Members of the board, although public buses are more consistent with their times coming around every 30 minutes, many students still struggle to find a ride to the transportation center. They often rely on expensive rides like Uber, which isn't really ideal for the college student, the average one. And although the Sassoon microtransit is a cheaper alternative, I find that its times are unreliable and they don't take students to the actual college. I did an experiment where I called early in the day for a ride for my next class at 11, and they gave me two options being 8:30 or 11:30, which was a bit disappointing considering there is a long wait time and there's a long period between like 8 and 11. Overall, the system lacks reliability, accessibility, and flexibility, which makes it harder for students to get to class on time. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing this. Hi, would Belle Argudo come speak, please? Hello, welcome.
Members of the board, safety while using public transportation is something that many women, including myself, worry about while going about our daily lives. This semester, I had to pick between feeling unsafe, waiting for a ride at 9 p.m. after class, or setting myself back and dropping a course that was crucial toward my major at the time. I had a Chem 5 to 9 twice a week with no transportation to and from class. It was stressful not even having public transportation as a choice, but I knew that I wouldn't feel safe taking an Uber, let alone get on a bus that late by myself. Public transportation is something made to be convenient for the public, but it really is only convenient to men who don't usually feel unsafe in public settings. And those who the bus fits their schedule. According to BART.gov, 44% of young adults said that they didn't make it to school due to safety issues on public transportation. And in May 2019, according to a statewide assessment of sexual assault and harassment cases, 77% of women reported experiencing sexual harassment in public, and 29 of that 77% took place on public transportation. While unfortunately it's not 100% preventable, expanding the Falcon Flyer and taking the bus with only other college students would help more people feel safe and lower those percentage rates.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing this with us. Alejandro Morales Pozos. Hello, welcome.
Good evening. Members of the board, class accessibility is crucial not only for Solano Community College students, but it's also crucial for the college itself. Transportation plays a key role in that accessibility, whether through city buses, the Falcon Flyer, biking, walking, or personal vehicles. We believe that Solano Community College should further develop and strengthen its transportation to ensure that students at Solano Community College can reliably reach their classes. We understand that the Falcon Flyer program is relatively new and still undergoing a trial and error testing phase. However, it's because the program is new that student feedback is greatly needed. Although feedback is already received through conducted surveys, the program's advertisement needs improvement. There is little to no visible advertisement of the Falcon Flyer, aside from the occasional flyer hidden among a dozen other flyers, or the single board placed near the departure zones. This lack of visibility can in some cases does limit the awareness of the program, preventing the Falcon Flyer from being utilized to its full potential. Strengthening outreach could also help with this visibility, helping more students recognize the services and its uses. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing your information. Hi, would Mario, please, Mario Flores. Hello. Welcome.
Hi, members of the board. According to the Solano Mobility website, the Falcon Flyer runs from 9:15 a.m. to 4:25 p.m. Monday to Friday. Many of the classes start and end outside of this period of time, which forces students who need major specific classes on a campus outside of town to find their own form of transportation. To better accommodate these students, Solano Community College should expand the Falcon Flyer service by starting earlier and finishing later, while running more frequently. The vans aren't stationed at the main campus overnight. They are stationed at satellite campuses, yet they only begin pickups when they arrive at the main campus. Simply allowing the vans to pick up students at the campus they are stationed will give students in need of public transportation access to classes held at the main campus that starts before 9. Also, I would like to thank the administration for recently updating the information regarding the Falcon Flyer schedule. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing with us. Okay. Carry on. Keon, Ronnie, also Tono. Sorry again
No,
with
you're
the
fine.
pronunciation. Welcome.
Hello, members of the board. We surveyed a handful of students at Solano on their opinion on the Falcon Flyer. Out of the 27 surveyed, nearly 89% said they do not currently use the shuttle. Almost half of the respondents explicitly stated that the Flyer's operating hours were the reason they did not use the service, which is unacceptable since it's made for the students. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing this with us. Maya Crumby Weston. Hello, welcome.
Members of the board, about 59% of students selected the somewhat likely or very likely option on the survey when asked if they would use the shuttle if it added extended hours, more buses, and/or additional drivers. The simplest solution, extended operating hours and more frequent buses, would require adding more driver shifts to make the service more accessible and reliable. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your share. Girl Marquez. Hello. Welcome.
Members of the board, the Falcon Flyer is still a young program and consequently improvements will need to be made to conform to student needs. Additional expansion regarding more frequent stops and additional buses are something to consider in the future. However, we implore you to prioritize the Falcon Flyer's hours as of right now. Simply extending the end time from 4:25 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., an additional 2 hours, would for now be the easiest solution to allow the many students who have classes that end after 4:30 to use the Flyer right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you sharing with us. Chase, Andrew, Appleby. Bye. Hello. Welcome.
Members of the board, this would not be expensive. If the current drivers are willing to work a slightly longer shift, there would be no need to hire additional people. 2 shifts, one for Vacaville route and one for the Vallejo route, wouldn't add more than $50 to each driver's current daily salary. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Emma Roberts. Hello, welcome.
Good evening, members of the board. Dixon is a small town in the Solano County and Bay Area with a current population of 20,768 people. Of this population, 3,952 of them are young adults between the ages of 15 and 25, all within the age of dual enrollment alongside attending high school or full-time enrollment. With our current economic environment, most young people, like myself, here can't afford to drive or be driven around by parents and instead must rely on bikes or local transport. Dixon only has one bus stop, the Sol Trans B line, for usage when the local Ready Ride has reached its in-town limits. The schedule is sporadic at best, arriving hourly between 5:45 to 8:45 a.m. and only again at 3:30 p.m. This creates a tiny window of time when students can travel to campus and attend classes, especially when finals demand students arrive earlier than normal. And once those classes are finished, the earliest and only time the bus can travel from Sassoon Valley to Dixon is 9:23 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. The less time students can spend on campus attending classes without worrying about missing the bus or having to travel at night, the more money spent on classes for the next semester. Even if Dixon's population is smaller compared to Vacaville, Fairfield, or Vallejo, and their college-age population, a fraction of it, it's still a part of Solano and the Bay Area and shouldn't be left to the wayside when it comes to students getting their education. Should the Falcon Flyers be expanded to include Dixon in its route, students could use that flexible and frequent schedule to attend classes for longer without worrying about their education requiring getting a ride before sunrise or after sunset. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Hi, with Dominic and Nguan. Can you please pronounce your last name for me when you get here? Nguanzo? Nguanzo? Okay. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Members of the board, we would also like you to consider potentially expanding Cal Get-C classes to the Vacaville and Vallejo campuses. Using information that is available to all students and all people that are enrolled in the Solano Community College system and spanning from spring 2026 to fall 2026. Of the 118 classes that are available from those 2 semesters, 60% of them are only available online. We would like the board to potentially consider that these online classes be transferred either to in-person classes or hire more teachers potentially in order to fulfill those sections so that more students have the ability to stay in person and be able to learn in an academic way that works for them. Not only will this help for those that live in the local area, when students get to stay in the area that they prefer, they reduce overall traffic to the main campus, they reduce overall traffic in general for the general public. It reduces emissions as well for those of us that are environmentally conscious. And overall, the less money spent on gas for the student, the more money spent on necessities, and the more money spent on things that actually matter for the student. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing this with us. Hi, with Saba Adumbambe. Hi. Welcome. I am so sorry. Hello.
Good evening. Members of the board, not everyone can commute to the Fairfield main campus. Expanding classes in Vacaville and Vallejo can help, but sometimes commuting isn't an option at all. Everyone remembers 2020, right? Libraries, restaurants, and schools, everything was closed, shut down. Campuses were forced to adapt to the nationwide shutdown by shifting all classes to laptops and iPads. While it was a rough transition, what it showed us is that schools are able to completely offer online classes for each and every single subject. Online classes eliminate the need to commute to campus. Solano itself has adopted online classes as a normal option offered for its schooling. Various in-person classes have late start times and end late when buses are no longer running, meaning students must provide their own transportation. As of today, on the Solano Community College website, there are 34% more in-person classes than online. And according to Solano staff, faculty have rules in their contract in which they must teach 40% of their classes in person even if they are trained online. This limits how many classes can be offered for students, along with the fact that divisions have limits on how many classes can offer at all. Some subjects do not offer any online alternatives. Simply put, not enough online classes are currently being offered at Solano. The expansion of online classes in Solano would benefit all students through its positive effects on flexibility and accessibility. For example, some bioscience classes and film courses do not require hands-on training in the classroom, yet they're currently not available online. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Hi, would Michael Alasko please come? Hi, welcome.
Members of the board. Flexibility is one of the greatest strengths of an internet-based classroom environment. The issue of transportation is effectively reduced when a student takes a class online. Asynchronous online courses are completed completely on the student's time from anywhere as long as the internet connection can be found. This creates convenience for students who must balance school with their personal life, health, families, and work. According to Harvard's own online extension school, more than half of online learners have children at home or are currently working. Online courses offer the opportunity to complete classwork when it is most convenient, without sacrificing the quality of the educational experience. Being forced to commute an hour round trip for a class that only lasts an hour can weigh on those with additional responsibilities. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Hi, would Tavares Spencer please come forward? Hello, welcome.
Members of the board, the demand for convenience may complicate the quality of life for those with different disabilities. A study by the American Psychological Association states that by offering more online classes, those with disabilities, whether it be physical or mental, experience reduced distractions and therefore improved focus. As for everyone, this also improves motivation to learn. A Harvard study further states that the learning method of constructivism, one in which the students are in control of their own education and instructors are merely mediators, is particularly effective for improving retaining of knowledge. In order for Solano to support this initiative, they need to improve the technology. This counts with improving the Wi-Fi servers and also improving tech support for students who get stuck. If more in-person classes are additionally offered online, this would therefore improve the motivation for students to learn and eliminate the burden of commuting to campus. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Mir Salazar. Hello. Welcome.
Members of the board, introducing more bike lanes near the Fairfield campus would be a good addition to incentivizing non-motor vehicle transportation. Though the city of Fairfield has started work on introducing more bike lanes throughout other parts of the community, board collaboration with the city of Fairfield will help in creating and optimizing bike lanes with safety measures for students to attend classes near the main campus. This would allow for more frequent and safe transportation via non-motor vehicles and reducing reliance on cars for those who are closer to the main campus. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Bradley Adams. Hello. Welcome.
Members of the board, with the previously mentioned increased bike lanes, the idea of biking becomes much more prevalent. With this, we could introduce an e-bike rental to the campuses. The introductions of e-bikes could bring a wave of infrastructure updates to Solano, which would benefit the community en masse. With the addition of commodities like bike racks and around buildings to allow for bikers, both those who are renting from the program and those who bring their personal bikes to park their bikes. With this rental, students will be able to find a cheaper alternative to cars. In addition, e-bikes are a much more environmentally friendly, having a smaller ecological footprint compared to other kinds of vehicles. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing with us. Would Matthew Noel Hammerl? Hello. Apologize. Welcome.
Members of the board, offering e-bikes to Solano Community College students would grant them the ability to travel inside and outside of campus and bridges the gap between walking and driving for travel. Students can travel distances at their own convenience without having to worry about the prices of gas or relying on another person in order to travel to school. E-bikes serve as an additional option for students to arrive at their classes on time and ready to learn. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Hello, Isaac L. Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon and good evening, members of the board. You might wonder how we handle the security part of the e-bike idea. The first and simplest issue would be the security of the bike outside of school. For that, we would like to hand out a bike lock and include an AirTag inside of the bike's components. That way, if it were to get lost, then someone would know where it could be. The concern for school security could be solved by creating more student worker jobs and training them to keep security of the bikes left in the rack at school. There, they can keep track of student IDs like a system that they have in the ASDC Tutor Center, and as well as keep track of inventory of the bikes. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Raymond, Jaden, Sierra. Hello, welcome.
Good evening. Members of the board, to solve funding for these bikes, our idea for this is to create a plan with you. The board detailing cost estimates and insurance policies for the bikes. From there, present the plan to the Solano Transportation Authority. According to their website, they are an agency responsible for funding and management of all transportation services in Solano County. This rental can be charged with a single purchase at the beginning of the semester, with the renter avoiding these elevated gas prices in turn for charging the bike's battery. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing this with us. Courtney Hubbard. Hello. Welcome.
Members of the board, e-bikes can be a significant factor to what improves the daily lives of Solano Community College students. For those who commute to campus, it will be cost efficient for students to cycle onto campus. Biking to and from campus regularly will boost the health and relieve financial aspects for students to commute onto campus on time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Miranda Boykin. Hello. Welcome.
Members of the board, there are other solutions to help with transportation, such as utilizing our auto shop to hold sessions where they could repair certain items such as student bikes, or another additional quality of life option could be free workshops or zero credit classes where students can come in to learn how to service their own transportation sources such as their own bikes, motorcycles, or their own cars. The board could also seek out possible collaborations with rideshare apps with third-party drivers like Lyft to allow discounted rides for students, possibly even introducing or endorsing a carpool app similar to the ones certain elementary schools use for parent pickup and drop-off. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Angelique Angelica Duncan? Dolican, hi. Welcome.
Members of the board, we can reference the Chancellor's Office and other institutions' initiatives to expand on the possibility of e-bikes and sustainability. For example, De Anza College's student government provides its peers with e-bikes. This means qualified students can borrow an e-bike along with a helmet, lock, and coral key at no cost for their academic quarter. Note, this initiative specifically for Solano can be taken into collaboration with students, faculty, and employees. On a local and community level, the topics of e-bikes have been brought up in recent student government meetings and the Sustainability Committee, so there is an interest and want on this campus. In addition, there is a state-level interest in promoting sustainability. The Board of Governors for Climate Action and Sustainability Goals aims to create environmental, social, and educational benefits for the communities we serve. The goals and metrics are designed to serve as a tool to prompt local discussion around ways the California community colleges can leverage their expansive footprint by incorporating sustainability principles and climate science in their local practices. If Solano chooses to move forward with this project, we can be eligible for the Board of Governors Climate Action and Sustainability Awards, so we can additionally have campus visibility. This topic of e-bikes and sustainable initiatives have been a local and state discussion, and this can be a chance for Solano to be a leader in sustainable causes and transportation efforts for colleges in suburban and agricultural land who need more resources for transportation. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing with us. Luis, is that Solano? Hello. Welcome.
Good evening. Members of the board, paying for parking on top of the struggle of finding a parking spot closest to your class shouldn't be a real-life inconvenience for students. But at Solano Community College, this is a reality. Between tuition costs and everyday expenses such as gas, food, and rent, even something as basic and necessary as parking on campus has become another financial burden for many students. At SEC, students are expected to pay $32 for a spring or fall parking pass, $16 in the summer or part-time status, or $2 per day just to attend classes they've already paid lots of money for. These fees may seem small at first glance, but they add up quickly, especially for students who are already balancing tight budgets. It's time to reconsider whether students should be charged at all for access to their classes and education. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing with us. Noah Martinez. Hello, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Members of the board, as it stands, parking is a sizable barrier for many students at Solano Community College. While filling out the permits is easy enough, the wait time for them can vary from anywhere from 5 business days to 3 weeks. In lieu of that, the school does email you a temporary parking pass that is said to be valid for 10 days. Should the permit take longer than anticipated to be delivered, you are from there on out at the whims of the parking officer that day, with infractions starting at $60 at the minimum. Speaking from personal experience, that's kind of the norm, but I digress. Even though the permits are connected to the license plate of the vehicle, enforcement is not based on whether the permits have been actually purchased, but rather whether they are hanging visibly from your mirror. That is to say, eliminating these costs would save a lot of time and money for both full-time and part-time students. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Alberto Presension. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, member of the board. Reducing the cost of parking may not be as simple as it seems. Currently, parking fees generate more than $800,000 in annual revenue for Solano Community College. Removing that source of revenue would leave a significant gap in the college budget used for parking lot maintenance. According to the college budget reports, parking fees contribute approximately $821,000 in helping offset the estimated 10.3 million in maintenance cost. Under California Educational Code, the college cannot make a profit from any form of revenue, meaning any excess funds are from parking fees are reallocated into the school's budget. In other words, parking fees don't eliminate costs, but simply shift the burden onto students. Saying this, we have discussed some possible alternatives to free parking. What we looked into is that these alternatives would need to relieve the issue or lessen the burden in a similar way to free parking. Saying that, we have 3 alternatives to free parking that we've come up with. 1, implementing a new online parking system or app in which digital parking permits utilizing a license plate recognition system to help cut down on administration costs and improve our security's ability to monitor the lots. Okay. The next speaker should have the rest of my points.
Okay, well, thank
you for having me up here.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Maya Agarte. Hello, welcome.
Members of the board, charging students for parking can be eliminated if we cover parking lot expenses through alternative means. The San Mateo Community College District has in fact successfully achieved this through the California Senate Bill 893. If you guys are interested in looking more into this, I found this on the San Mateo Community College District Adoption Budget Report for the 2025 to 2026 school year. The district transfers revenue from the unrestricted general fund to cover parking lot expenditures. If we implement an idea such as this, we can relieve financial barriers from students in need. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing with us. Yes, thank you. Risa Hernandez. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, members of the board. Overall, parking at Solano Community College might seem like a small issue, but it actually affects a lot of us students. Right now, students have to pay extra just to park, even though the school already makes money off of these fees. We talked about the main problems like added costs due to increase in gas. We also talked about the issues that can increase stress in students and even impact student success. But there are ways to improve this. For example, parking costs could be included in tuition, or systems could be updated to make parking more efficient. Financial aid can also help cover these costs. At the end of the day, improving parking would reduce stress, help students get to class on time, and better support their success. It may seem small, but it really makes a difference. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you share. Thank you. Yes. Well, thank you everyone that came to speak. We really appreciate your time. As we cannot respond to public comment, we really do appreciate your time and energy. Yes. Yes, Trustee Krima.
Meeting or a special review on our Falcon Fire, and maybe what would be nice is if Professor Anna would give us all of the, and I don't want to say young adults suggestions, so maybe the administration can go through them one by one and say whether they're doable or not.
Agenda.
And what we're already doing. The idea is that when you guys come here, you should expect us to respond. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time. Bye. Thank you. All right. Thank you, students. Thank you, everyone who spoke. All right, we're going to move on to reports. There's no reports. So consent agenda action items. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted by the board in one motion. There will be no discussion on these matters prior to the time the board votes on the motion unless members of the board, staff, or the public request specific items to be discussed and or removed. Time will be provided before the vote for clarification, questions, without removing an item from the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? A motion.
I'll second that.
All right, it was moved by trustee Rosemary Thurston and seconded by trustee Quentin Boyce to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? The consent agenda was passed. All right, we're going to move on to non-consent agenda items. Human Resource Director, Mr. Abate, will present these items. Hello.
Hello, thank you, President Cargo Reed, Dr. Butler, members of the board. Today we will be having 3 retirements. This is our last batch of full-time faculty retirements for this year. So we'll be starting off with our interim Dean of Math and Science, Dean Kromicki. She will start us off with our comments.
Thank you. Hello.
Good evening. We're here to celebrate Professor John Higashi, Doctor, PhD. He has worked full-time as a chemistry instructor at Solano Community College since August 15, 1990. He has been an integral part of our chemistry department, teaching consistently at over 150% each semester. References have stated John is an excellent teacher and pleasure to work with. I can attest to that as well. He has also had successful teaching career before Solano Community College and was nominated for Distinguished Professor Awards. Students have stated, I've greatly enjoyed having the opportunity to learn from this teacher. I was really struggling to learn chemistry in previous semesters, and this teacher's teaching habits made me understand the material completely. I would take him again if the opportunity came along. Another stated, this is the best teacher I've had. Students have also expressed delight that he is interested in the students succeeding. John is also a supporter of his peers and has formed strong bonds with his colleagues, as can be seen tonight. Peers provided positive accolades. You expect a lot from your students, but they recognize that it is for their benefit and they are willing to reach for your goals because of the enthusiasm and interest that you bring to the classroom. Another colleague commented, you are an energetic, entertaining lecturer using a variety of techniques to keep students involved and attentive to what you are saying. Students back this up by stating, this teacher is funny, smart, and confident. We have been fortunate to have John dedicated to Solano Community College and our chemistry department. We wish him strong success in his retirement and on to his next adventure.
Thank you. Hi, welcome back.
So I will not say hello, but you know, we're back here. And this time, of course, for my dear friend, John Higashi, who we have been friends and co-workers since 1990, as he said before to you. But I want you to paint a picture of Solano College, 1991, Building 300, the Bird Room. I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers the Bird Room. So yay, we all remember the Bird Room. So John Higashi and I, that year, I went to the records. We taught 26 sections of chemistry for 1991 and 1992 with only one adjunct, Pulasinga, at night. I looked at the records. So that is incredible. But what is most incredible, that 36 years later, John Higashi is still teaching so many classes by himself, including summers. How many summers did you miss? Just one? There you go. He has taught every single summer. The only summer he didn't teach is when why did we shut down? For whatever reasons, don't important. Anyway, office hours was a zoo in the 300 building. I mean, offices were packed. You all know that. Our offices were all packed, but most of them were for John Higashi. All the students terrified of the exam and wanted him to go over those exams to get ready for their next exam. He's an excellent lecturer. I want you all to know. He arrives before with a chalk, now with his marker. He writes left hand, perfect penmanship from left to right. We can see everything that he writes. He teaches with energy and enthusiasm, and he's a great entertainer. And as a great entertainer, he practices his jokes and repeats them over and over and over again. So his lectures are truly almost told as a story, if chemistry can be said as a story, you know. Anyway, I paid attention to scheduling through the years I've been here. And John, it doesn't matter if he's first, middle, last on the schedule. His classes are filled first, no matter where he is teaching or what he's teaching for all these years, because I've paid attention, and I've told you that many, many times. So that is so true. My first loss at Solano happened when he left me, the 300 building, and he went to the annex to take that office. Remember that? My worst loss is when he went to Vacaville, because then I couldn't see John every day and share all the conversations that I had. If you ask any student, John is funny. Very quiet, but very funny. I'm going to kill this story, so I'm sorry. Do my favor, you have to get up. All right? You must get up to do it, because I will do it solo.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Come on. So, we had him get up.
Let's see ya.
John, you know, when we first met, my family gets up in the morning, we kiss each other, we hug each other, we go to bed, kiss each other, we hug each other. And that was not John's family or his style. We come back from COVID and he says, finally, you have to be like we do. Now you're going to say hello to me? How did you do it? Like this. Oh. Finally. He says, finally, you're going to have to do like I do, remember? And I said, okay. As a friend, it's true. As a friend, I have shared my life with John, my not so perfect life with John, as John knows. And I don't think I've ever said this to him before, so this might be the first time. But as I share my not so perfect life, every time John would say, you know, I would pray for you. And you know what? I believed him and I felt it, and I left feeling comfort that I knew you would really pray for all of me and all of mine. So I know that it's been a long night, and he referenced us as elements in the periodic table. He called himself boron for boron, and me carbon, I don't know for what, but I'm going to call him AU for gold. I have to call him AU for gold for his person of high morals, values, integrity, and like gold, you can't counterfeit it. So I wish you the best, you know, for always. You know, I will see you every time you're anywhere. And thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hello, welcome.
Hi, everyone. So I actually prepared this time. Nice to see you again. So every now and then you meet someone that changes the trajectory of your life. And for me, that person was John. Twice. Because of John's chemistry class, I switched my major from biology to chemistry. My life diverged. Because a question John asked me 10 years later, I switched my career from research to teaching. My life diverged again. Back in 2003, John's Chem 1 class was the first science class I actually liked in my whole life. This is definitely true because I had to drop his class, and 8 years later, I took his exact same class again. John teaches like a well-rested, non-stressed parent would. He patiently teaches you something, shares words of wisdom at just the right time. He gives you a safe space to try things, fail, which is part of learning, and to find your own way. And after all of that, he challenges you to help you grow. Because of John, I'm now in a job I love, surrounded by amazing coworkers, mostly. Just kidding. All of them. And I'm not the only one experiencing this. Thousands upon thousands of people here in Solano County have similar stories. My mother-in-law took John. One of my best friends, Michelle, she's a pharmacist now, took John. My recent phlebotomist, when I had to check my cholesterol, took John. He's like, Larry, you go anywhere, it's Solano College, John Higashi. It's kind of crazy. I'll forever be grateful to John, and I'll always remember him for the impact he had on my life, but also because I'll be moving to his office in a few weeks.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. And I'm really happy to be here to celebrate John's special day today. John is not only an amazing teacher, he is a great inspiration and motivation to his students. So I teach the Chem 2, and in the past also, and even now, I have students who come from his Chem 1, and they tell me, I have Professor Higashi, and he's so funny, and we have so much fun, and he's a great teacher. And, by the way, John, the jokes you share with them, they come and tell me too. So I think I know a couple of them as well. But John, you're a great colleague, a great friend, and he is an amazing mentor. Almost 20 years ago, when I started my journey here at Solano College, I was told, okay, the reason you hired is to teach Chem 2. Coming in very new to a new course, to a new college, the support I needed, John was always there. There were those summers when I went into John's class, I sat as a student, I learned the labs with him. He was teaching me and the students at the same time. And I am so thankful, John, that you were there. And till today, if there is a procedure, if there's something different he does, he will let me know. And I think it was this last semester too, when I visited his 3-hour lab in Vacaville to see how he does the lab differently. So I've learned a lot from John, and even though you retire, I am sure there will be a lot to learn from you always, and I am very happy for you, but we will really miss you in chemistry. Thank you, John, for everything. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. John Higashi and I came in together in 1990, and so we've been colleagues for all this time, and we've been very close. As you likely know, that all biology majors take chemistry as a prerequisite, and so they take him first, and then they took me. What happens in science, and this may not be obvious, but what happens in science is Chem 1 is a 6-hour per week lab, Bio 2 is a 6-hour per week lab, and the students really bond. So I know from social media that they're still talking to each other 20 and 30 years later, and there isn't anyone who's forgotten John Higashi. He gave them their core and supplied the rigor that it took them to transfer and to be successful. As you likely know, a large percentage of the students that transfer to the University of California are biology majors. Every single one of those biology majors would have taken John Higashi because he taught so many of the sections. So between Maria and John Higashi, it takes 3 people to replace those 2. And they have been the workhorses of our college. I want to tell 2 stories. One is a student of mine was working for the biotech company Bayer, and she was very successful. And I said, what was the basis of your success? And she said, I do paperwork very well because of the lab notebook that John Higashi made me take. So she credited him with her career success, and multiply that by maybe about 1,000 students, maybe a few thousand students. The other is I never got to see the electron dance, but there is a bootleg copy out there that somebody snuck in. But anyway, And the other part is I'm writing a book on math and science, and there's a John Higashi quote about how math is meaningless, but I won't go on with that. And it isn't only that he was an excellent teacher, and it isn't only that the students remember him years after, and it isn't only that he contributed to their career and to their life. As Maria said, this is a genuine, honorable individual. And I want to thank you for something that I've never thanked you for. When my son was 4, he was in the hospital for 4 months. And John was really supportive. And I very, very much appreciated the support of him and the other faculty. And I don't think I ever thank you for that. But that was John. Stand-up guy, excellent teacher, wonderful colleague, and many happy returns on your retirement.
Thank you. Hello, welcome.
So John's the kind of guy where your class is about to get canceled, but his is full at 28 and his wait list is 39. I'm not speaking from experience or anything, but yeah, that just shows like how immensely popular he has been, basically his entire career. And if you check his Rate My Professors, like it is at like a 5 or something. Yeah. I don't know, and I don't think she has one bad review. Like I don't even know how that is possible for, you know, how long like he has been teaching, right? And I'm sure, remember back in the day when Rate My Professor had the chili pepper? I'm sure he would have gotten a chili pepper too. Pretty good looking guy, right? But yeah, every student of mine that comes back is like, always tells me how much they like John's class because of the jokes. So I know some jokes too, but they would be like, oh yeah, he just tells jokes for like 20 minutes and weaves in the chemistry. I'm like, oh, okay, that's why his Rate My Professor was so high, right? But yeah, definitely he's going to be missed. Every time I talk to him, he also has like a story from me. He's a really good storyteller. So I can just imagine how he is in the classroom. But yeah, he's always, has a story for you, kind of like tells it in like a Mr. Miyagi kind of way. Right? So yeah, John, you will definitely be missed.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm John Higashi.
Yes.
Jim, I have to clarify that. When I first started my teaching, I taught in a different state. And you could teach anything. I taught a lot of math. I taught a lot of algebra. So the comment is, math is meaningless, but in science, the numbers have to be meaningful. So if you're going to quote me, quote the full quote. Quote the full quote, okay. Okay. Because, in algebra, it's like, what are you solving for? X. What is X? Unknown. What are you solving for? Y. What's Y? It's not X. But in science, the numbers have to be meaningful. Okay. So I just want to say thank you. That's really all I'm here to say is thank you. I want to, first of all, thank my wife, Kathy, here. You have literally saved my life. I mean, literally. More than once, and in more than one way, right? And I thank you for just getting me this far. Okay. I would like to thank my colleagues, faculty, staff, administrators, board members, present and past, and way long ago past. Okay. I just thank you for letting me be here, and letting me stay and play, for all these years. When my kids were growing up, I told my kids the best thing in life, the very best thing in life, the absolute best thing in life is to do whatever it is God has for you to do. But one of the biggest challenges in life is trying to figure out what that is, right? Looking back over 40 plus years of teaching, I can say that I've lived that life. And I thank God for that. And I thank all of you for that. Okay. So now, the next challenge is, hey, what else is there that God wants me to do? But in the meantime, I'm going to Disneyland.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Ooh. Congratulations.
And then I said, no, that's what we're away. And now today you have to sit for very long.
Yes.
All right. Next up, for our next retiree, we'll start off with our interim dean of social and behavioral science, Dean Reeves.
Hello.
Good evening, members of the
Evening.
board. Representing social and behavioral sciences, it's my honor to celebrate Professor Sabina Bowles, who's retiring this spring after 28 years of service to Solano Community College. Professor Bowles joined our psychology faculty as a part-time instructor in 1998, landed a full-time position in 2000. Certified as a clinical psychologist in both Germany and the United States, she brought with her a remarkable breadth of experience, including training in family systems therapy, psychodynamic therapy, pediatric diagnosis and treatment, domestic violence, and feminist theory and practice. Over her 26 years as full-time faculty, Dr. Bowles developed new courses in human services and cross-cultural psychology. She contributed extensively to our college community, serving on committees, participating in the faculty union, and representing social and behavioral sciences on the academic senate. Those of us who have worked alongside Sabina know her as a colleague of strong convictions, an open mind, and a genuinely congenial spirit. I have especially admired her willingness to speak thoughtfully and candidly, even when representing minority perspectives, and her ability to move forward with professionalism and grace when outcomes differed from her preferences. For all of these contributions, however, Professor Bowles' most lasting impact has been in the classroom. In fact, my own daughter had the privilege of being one of her students in 2023. In performance reviews, Sabina has been recognized for her conscientious course design and her deep commitment to student learning. One peer reviewer described her as an intelligent, entertaining, and energetic teacher who engages her class and does not let go. Students have called her kind, considerate, and caring, knowledgeable and enthusiastic, a joy, a treasure, and by far one of the greatest at Solano. Please join me in celebrating the long and distinguished career of one of Solano's finest, Professor Sabina Bowles.
Hello.
Hello. I'm going to be my students a little bit because I do have some stuff on my phone to read, sent from a colleague. I'm here representing the psychology faculty. We have two other full-time faculty. Saki Cabrera is on the East Coast at her daughter's college graduation, and Mary Gotch is not able to be here tonight. So I'm going to share their words amongst my words also. Professor Bowles was a full-time instructor when I started at the college, along with Bob DiPrato and Mary Gotch, and Saki Cabrera joined the team a semester later. At that time, what later became dubbed as the Psychology Dream Team was born. We even signed our emails to our dean, the Psychology Dream Team, right? We thought we were the dream team. And I think we actually were. This was a remarkable team, each person with their strengths and areas of scholarly interest and expertise. Sabina was our creative thinker, often thinking outside of the box. That's what she brought to our team, teaching human services, human sexual behavior, cross-cultural psychology, abnormal psychology, and of course, introduction to psychology. Professor Gotch sent a message and said, "It's been great working with you all these years. I wish you the best in your retirement." Dr. Cabrera Saki sends this message back to my phone. Sabine, courage and passion is what I most admire about you. Words can't express my appreciation for you. Our days of laughter and frustration, I am beyond happy for you. Besos y bendicin and blessings. Kisses and blessings she's sending you in Spanish. That's it. Yes, thank you, Maria. Sometimes Sabina's creativity challenged her sanity because at times she would create, she was always doing something amazing in her class, right? These intensive new ways of grading and assessing students. I remember on more than one occasion stopping by her office, which is right next to mine, to find her buried in something like hundreds of mini Scantrons, mounds of paper, or other interesting things. This is not to mention the interesting human sexual student projects that lined her shelves and desks at the end of the semester. One quick story that will help you know Sabina like we know her. When, as an adult, she moved to the United States, she decided she wanted to try food from every fast food restaurant in America. There was not a judgment, it was just a genuine curiosity. So she systematically set out to try all the fast food restaurants. I can't remember exactly how many she tried, but it was a lot. I found this hilarious when I first met her, and this was the story she shared with me. I appreciate a lot of things about Sabine. She cares deeply that students are learning, not just that she's teaching, but that they are understanding the material and able to apply their knowledge. I also appreciate our exchange of produce, figs, limes, pomegranates, tomatoes, and various other foods, and sometimes our food too, the food that we were eating, right? We would share our lunches with each other. I have fond memories of dinners and gatherings at your house, and that when I needed a place to vent or process something, she was often sitting in her office and had an ear to lend. I will miss you. I wish you a retirement full of journeys and adventures.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thanks.
For this career, I was kind of a jack of all trades, doing all kinds of things. And then somehow patchworked and piecemealed my new life together in this country, in Solano County, where I came. And it's just been the most graceful and the most charming and the most encouraging with you students and with you colleagues and administrators. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Oh, very touching. All right.
President Cargo Reed, members of the board. Before we bring up our dean to speak, this next retirement is actually near and dear to me. I had the privilege of working with this person for a number of years in the CTE when she was the dean of CTE. I cannot say how grateful I am for that time that I got to spend working with Maura Mornek. I would not be in this role today if it wasn't for Maura. I can tell you that right now. Her continuing to challenge me to always be better, to think outside the box, is what she does with her students on a daily basis now and back in the classroom. So I just wanted to take the opportunity, as I had the microphone, to extend my gratitude to Maura and thank her for everything. With that, I'm now going to kick it over to our interim dean of health sciences, Dean Neil Glines.
Thank you.
Hello. It's my honor to recognize and celebrate the remarkable career of Maura Mornek, who retires after 37 years of dedicated service to the district. Before joining the district, Maura spent 11 years serving others as a nurse, beginning a lifelong commitment to care, education, and community service. She then brought a passion to our college, where she served as faculty for the first 18 and a half years of her career here. During that time, she helped shape and mentor countless future nurses who continue to make a difference in our region and surrounding hospitals. Maura later transitioned into leadership, serving as a dean and director of nursing for the remainder of her career here at the college. Throughout those years, she's demonstrated an unwavering belief in the mission of the college and the power of the education that transforms students' lives. In fact, she believes so much in the institution that both of her children, Kevin and Megan, are proud graduates of Solano Community College. Among her many accomplishments, Maura is most especially proud of overseeing the construction of the biotech building in Vacaville and the tremendous strides she made as a center dean in increasing the FTES at the center. As Dean of Career Technical Education, she oversaw the construction of the Auto Tech Center, helping expand opportunities for students pursuing high-demand careers. Perhaps the most meaningful to Maura is seeing the lasting impact of the nursing program in the community. She takes great pride in seeing graduates of the program working at local hospitals and even returning here to Solano Community College to transform students' lives here as well. Maura's entire professional life has been dedicated to serving others, whether at the bedside, in the classroom, or leadership. Her influence will continue to be felt throughout students, faculty, staff, community members whose lives she touched for decades. In retirement, Maura is looking forward to traveling and spending more time with her family, friends, which is a well-earned next chapter. As a fitting piece of trivia, this is for David. Today, May 6th, is National Nurses Day, and the week, May 6th through the 12th, is recognized as National Nurses Week. It feels especially appropriate that we're honoring Maura today for her extraordinary contributions to the district and to the nursing profession in our community. On a personal note, I've been with the district 26 years, and I've been battling cancer all 26 of those years. And during that time, I've had the incredible fortune of having a caring family, caring community, and medical staff to support that, but also friends here who are in the trenches and fighting with me through that journey. Maura is one of those friends. I can't turn around because I may not make it through. So let me just say this. I'll say that whether it's text saying, hey, how did your procedure go? Whether it's checking in with my wife or my children to see how those things are, or doing research on what clinical trial might be the best, and or providing advice on how one better can handle chemo and radiation simultaneously. She's not only caring for the people here on campus while we're here, but also takes the opportunity to check in on the community outside as well. So now I think I can turn around. So Maura, I certainly will miss the hell out of you when you leave. And this place is better for you being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try not to cry myself. Okay, members of the board, it is an honor to recognize and celebrate Maura Mornek as she retires after a distinguished and deeply impactful career here at Solano College.
For more than 37 years, Maura has served our students, our faculty, and our community with unwavering commitment, beginning as a dedicated nursing faculty member and later as a dean of nursing, career technical education, and then the Vacaville Centers from 2008 to 2021. Throughout her tenure, she has demonstrated exceptional leadership, vision, and a relentless focus on our students. Maura's contributions have been both strategic and transformative. She's strengthened the college's ability to serve career technical education students by increasing Perkins funding, implementing innovative approaches to better understand and support our students' needs. Her leadership was instrumental in the revitalization of the Auto Tech program here at Solano and in guiding the planning and development of several key facilities, including the Science Building at the Vacaville Center and the Automotive Technology and Engineering Center in Vallejo. Her impact is also reflected in the growth and vitality of the Vacaville Center, where she worked collaboratively with our faculty and administrators to increase the FTS and expand programs prior to COVID at Vacaville. In recognition of her leadership, she was named Manager of the Year in 2011. Maura played a pivotal role in implementing the Strong Workforce program for many years, securing and managing over $1 million annually in local and regional funding. These resources have strengthened and expanded numerous programs across our college, including biomanufacturing, automotive technology, welding, aeronautics, fire technology, the makerspace, digital media, and ASL. And that strengthens not only our students, but our local regional workforce. Most recently, Maura's leadership ensured the successful completion of the Board of Registered Nursing accreditation. Through her efforts, the nursing program resolved compliance issues, was restored to full status, and has also advanced critical funding efforts, including recently securing a $1.5 million award from the Chancellor's Office, Rebuilding Nursing Infrastructure Grants, which will directly support our faculty and students. On a personal note, Maura was the first person to help me out as the Dean of Math and Science. So I did a stint serving as the Dean, and really was nervous. And I sat next to Maura, who I knew for many years, but we got much more familiar with each other when I looked over and realized that we had identical handwriting. And most people may or may not know this, but Maria and I and Maura are all Catholic school girls. And all three of us, strong-willed ladies, taught by nuns, have identical handwriting. Perfect penmanship. The nuns were very strict. And I remember sitting next to Maura in my first dean meetings, looking at her penmanship, going, we are going to be best friends. And in fact, we have literally been best friends since that day. And although the college will miss her greatly, I know I'm going to just have more time with you. So I'm not that worried. But I just wanted to say on behalf of the faculty and the many students and colleagues whose lives she has touched, I hope that with gratitude and best wishes, you have a much well-deserved retirement.
Yes, thank you.
Some of the faculty pointed this out, but I wanted to emphasize this point explicitly. Quite a lot of what we do here on campus is behind the scenes. And so when Maura Mornick was Dean of CTE, well, biotechnology is a CTE program, biomanufacturing was a CTE program, and in order to get curriculum approved, there is a procedure where you go to a regional body called BACCC, and sometimes there's a major argument there. Maura was always our advocate there, and she would always fight for us, and I would always have to take the paperwork through there. And it's something that you don't hear about every day, but it's critical that you couldn't have done it without it. Likewise, they mentioned the strong workforce monies and Perkins monies. She was very strategic in doing that. What she would do as administrator, and by the way, this is the only administrative position I would ever consider because you get to hand out money. But what she would do is she would say, this program could really take a leap forward if it only received this, and boom, there it would. A good example that's brought up already was auto tech. We have one of the best auto techs in the state. Why? Because of her advocacy. On the curriculum committee, I was on the curriculum committee for many years. I was chair of the curriculum committee. On the curriculum committee, she was always a fierce advocate for CTE, and sometimes there was some tension between colleagues, but she would always say, well, from the CTE point of view, and that was really important representation to have on the curriculum committee. Again, it's behind the scenes and you don't appreciate it, but we would have known it if it wasn't there. And then let me close just like everyone. What a wonderful colleague she's been. What a wonderful friend. The college is better off. If you think about what makes Solano College special, quite a lot of it is the work that she did. Our two new buildings, she was there with interviewing architects. She was there with the plans. All of that is unpaid. All of that is above and beyond her regular duties. But look what we have. Auto Tech in Vallejo, again, really above and beyond her regular duties. But look how special that place is. Vacaville is a family. Why is the Vacaville Center so collegial? Why is it such a special place? Largely because of the tone that she set. So thank you for being a colleague. Thank you for being a friend. On behalf of Solano College, thank you for your years of service.
Yes, thank you. Oh, one more. Hi.
Good evening, board. It's been many years since I spoke to you, but I have to tell you, I'm here for Maura Moranek, who she came to work here in '89, and I had the pleasure of being her administrative assistant in the group of nursing. Over the years that we worked together, she was my dean, she was my friend, but I watched her in every facet that the district had for her to fill. I never saw anyone with more distinction, more dedication, and more commitment to looking at each program and say, how can we make this better for the students and for the community and for the future? And she worked very hard and very diligently to do that. But it's been my pleasure of knowing her for that many times, that late the time. I'm sorry, I had not prepared anything. The district is losing a great person, but the memories and the lessons that she's left behind and the contribution she's made will last a lifetime. She taught me a lot. I'm sitting here looking at my very first Solano College instructor as I say this. And so I was here for a long time. From Rosemary to Maura, it's a pleasure. But working with Maura was very, very informative. And she's about to be my friend, and she will be my friend forever. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Hi.
Through this without shedding a whole lot of tears. Maura, you are wonderful and amazing, as everybody has said. We have done a lot of dances together. As a matter of fact, I think when I started in curriculum, you said to me, you have to be my favorite dean, right? Every day you said that to me. Every day you are source of support in there, right? And you even gave me your lovely admin who took care of me in there as well, okay? Then I moved around a lot, right? You supported me in admissions and records. I'm pretty sure I worked on Kevin's degree and his transcripts while I was in there. Heard all the stories of Megan. And then I went to Vacaville. And Vacaville is a home, like Jim said. You created a family environment there. You took me in when my building flooded and when the roof caved in. You gave me a space. You gave me a home. As a manager, always a source of support. Always a safe space. Always a friend. Always somebody to laugh with. Somebody to cry with. Somebody who knows you just need a Diet Coke some days. And outside of work, a good glass of wine. Right? And you kept me and Debbie from stroking out. So I am so glad to be here for you tonight and to celebrate you. And I hope this next journey is a wonderful one for you. I love you.
Thank you, Mrs. Agate. Hello.
Good evening. Tina and I have been back there crying, so I'm going to do my best. I'm finishing my 10th year here at Solano, and I wouldn't be the faculty leader that I am had it not been for Maura. Maura was the dean on my hiring committee and walked me through the tenure track process. We've traveled to the desert. We figured out how to spend CTE and Perkins money. We've strategized, and she helped make it happen. I've sat poolside with my children. She's welcomed me into her home and treated me like family. She has helped me to serve students to the best of my ability. She's challenged me to be the best in the classroom and on campus. Her background in nursing has infused high standards in everything that she does. Her pursuit of excellence guided her decision-making and her leadership. She's persevered through many challenges here at Solano and personally, but has always served incredibly to us and the community. I'm thankful to have called you my dean, my colleague, and my friend.
Hi. It's an honor.
Good evening. I've been up here many times, but for lots of different reasons. And I want to thank everyone tonight. I'm incredibly grateful for the time that I've had here at Solano College. I never thought that I'd be here 37 years. I sort of started this because I wanted to have kids, and I thought, well, I get June, July, and August off. You know, weekends and holidays. Little did I know that you actually work June, July, and August weekends and holidays, but you just don't get paid for them. I've worked with some incredible people. I have been mentored by incredible people. I have learned tremendous things. I have stayed here because it is a community. I am so proud of the students that we graduate. I get Maria's students and John's students and Renee's students and sometimes Erica's students. I get Sabine's English students and Lene's students. They all have to come through nursing if they want to. They all have to come through those classes to come to me or to come to our program. And I am incredibly proud of the students that we graduate, that come into our program, that complete the program. I am incredibly proud of my colleagues, both those who are no longer working for the college, but those who are, those who are retiring. I'm incredibly grateful to the governing board for supporting me in all my endeavors, to administration, to the vice presidents, for everything that you have done. And yes, there will be money in there for the apples that we want to purchase in January. Lots of money, actually. Pending the chancellor's office approval of that grant, actually. But at the end of the day, I think it is time for me to go. I also want to thank my daughter, who's here tonight with me, who has grown up while I've been here. My son couldn't be here tonight, but Megan is an incredible supporter. And I love her very much. And I'm so grateful that she's here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Very touching. I know, right? Yes. So with that, thank you so much for those amazing stories. It helps us that haven't been here as long to really identify and cry with you as you're going on to your retirement. So with that being said, do I have a motion?
To reject all of these
Yes. So we can keep you on.
No, I will of course make a motion and to accept these retirements and hope that this is not the last that we see of this class of 2026 that we call them because with finding your replacements, which is not the right word, right? Replacements is not the right word. It's you're finding a next generation to step into your shoes. We hope that you will still be part of that and be connected with the college and care that they do well too. So thank you.
All right. It was moved by Trustee Quentin Boyce and seconded by Trustee Rosemary Thurston to approve the 3 resignations. Is there any discussion? All right, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? You're lucky. Abstain? All right, the motion passed. Also, if you want to take a photo, you're welcome to real quick. Thank you, everybody. Take your pictures. Thank you, everyone. It was an honor. Have a fun evening. All right. Thank you, everyone. And we're going to move on to 13B, 2026 Classified School Employee Week at Solano College District. Mr. Abate.
Thank you, President Cargo Reed, Dr. Butler, members of the board. As mandated by our Ed Code, we are going to, this is a resolution to recognize the week of May 17th through the 23rd as Classified Employee Professional Appreciation Week. This comes forward to the board every year and is the 3rd week in May as designated by the Ed Code. So I'm presenting this to you for your approval.
All right. And can I have someone please read the resolution?
I am going to nominate VP Neely to read the resolution.
Ms. VP Neely. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Good evening. Thank you, President Cargo Reed, members of the board. Whereas classified professionals provide valuable services to the institution and students of the Solano Community College District, And whereas classified professionals contribute to the establishment and promotion of a positive instructional environment, whereas classified professionals serve a vital role in providing for the welfare and safety of Solano Community College District students, whereas classified employees of Solano Community College District consistently demonstrate their commitment to high standards and principles of shared governance, higher education, employment, health, safety, and community outreach. And whereas classified professionals employed by the Solano Community College District strive for excellence in all areas relative to the educational community, therefore be it resolved that the Solano Community College District hereby recognizes and wishes to honor the contributions of the classified professionals to quality education in the state of California and in the Solano Community College District, and declares the week of May 17th through the 23rd of this year, 2026, as classified School Employee Week in the Solano Community College District.
Thank you. I appreciate you reading that. Do we have a motion to approve?
I second that motion.
All right, it's moved by trustee Honeychurch, seconded by Vice President Jackie Nguyen to approve the 2026 Classified School Employee Week at Solano College District. Is there any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Thurston, Student Trustee Rodriguez, Trustee Boyce.
Aye.
Trustee Nguyen, President Cargo Reed.
Aye.
Trustee Kara, Trustee Honeychurch, Trustee Young. Thank you.
All right. Yes, please. Yes. The resolution was passed. Thank you. Finance and Administration, VP Wheat will present.
Yes.
13C.
Yes, thank you, President Cargo Reed, members of the board. I'm actually going to present both C and D together. They are both for inspection services for our hydronic loop system. Item C, the contract award for Optima, is for inspection services as our inspector of record, and that's to ensure that the project goes as designed and as manufactured. Item D is a contract for Nino Amor. This is for special inspections and testing as designated by the DSA that they require us to do. It can't be the same company that is our inspector of record and the special testing. So we're asking that you approve both of these contracts.
All right.
I'll make the motion for both of these contracts too.
Okay.
Sorry, for item 13C and D.
Thank you. You seconded? Okay. All right. It was moved by trustee Quentin Voice and seconded by trustee Rosemary Thurston to approve 13C and D. And there's any discussion? Trustee Karima.
Is whether we had on-site and off-site inspection before, or if this is a new process.
From what I understand, when the project was done over a decade ago now, not all inspections were done. There was things that were put in the ground, concreted over before. All of the inspections, we're making sure that that does not happen this time.
So this is a total new process?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I appreciate clarification.
Yes, thank you. Is there any other questions? Discussions? All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? All right, the motions were passed. All right, Student Services, VP Neely. Would you?
Actually,
did I miss
excuse me,
something?
President
Oh,
Cargo,
I
we have
apologize.
item
I'm so
E.
sorry.
That's all
Yes, I'm
right.
skipping ahead. My apologies. Please, VP Wheat.
Thank you. Item E is for West Tech Systems. It's the building 1400, our cafeteria bookstore building. It's for the lighting upgrade project. This is to replace the fluorescent lights in there with energy efficient LED lights. It's also installing additional switches for more convenience for turning lights on and off so you don't have to walk across a dark room. And then installing a lighting control system for the building as well. You may remember that we had a contract for the building 1400 lighting project a while ago. That contractor ended up not being able to do the work based on the bid that we got. But we were able to secure that. We had that bond surety money or clause that we have in our contracts and our bid contracts. And because they had to back out by no fault of ours, part of the money that we're spending on that is coming from the insurance money that we got from that. So I wanted to remind the board that part of the over 500,000, 200 of that is coming from the insurance payment we got from the prior contractor who was not able to fulfill. So we are asking for you to approve this contract now so that we can move forward.
All right, thank you so much. Do we have a motion?
Yeah, I'll second that.
All right, thank you. It was moved by trustee Rosemary Thurston and seconded by trustee Quinton Boyce to approve the resolution for the contract award for the lighting update project. Now, is there any discussion, questions?
I had a question. This is for the inside of the building, right?
Correct.
Because some students have been getting, I've been getting some student concerns about how the outside lighting, about it being a bit too dark. So just to take that into consideration as I'm moving forward.
Absolutely. We are finishing up a lighting study. And we'll be bringing that to the board soon.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
I just wanted to share the lighting studies on our agenda for Measure Q for next month. So we'll hear from it for next month. Students are. I mean, it is a public meeting too. If you wanted to come to the Measure Q meeting to preview it before, but then ultimately we'll come to the board fully too. But yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Karima.
And I'd also like to say, please tell your friends, colleagues, students, whatever, that if they do feel insecure at any time, they're allowed to call the police on campus and they will take them to any cars. And please make sure that the gentlemen there are very kind. Our public servants are really helpful, and please take advantage of that. I think we heard just earlier about there is fear out there. Nobody needs to be afraid on Solano campus. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you. And I do appreciate that we are going to have the study and be able to resolve some of these lighting issues very soon. Yes, thank you. So all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? The motion was passed. Right. Moving on to Student Services, VP Neely. Hello, thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, President Cargo-Reed. This is a resolution, as we like to do annually, in honor of and proclaiming this month, May 2026, as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, also known as Anapi, Heritage Month.
May I please have this resolution read?
Okay. Happy to. Whereas Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders have made remarkable contributions to the history, achievements, culture, and diversity of the United States and continue to influence our collective future. Whereas it is important to pay tribute to the contributions of and amplify the visibility of the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander, Anapi community, while raising awareness of the challenges faced by these diverse communities historically and today, during Anapi Heritage Month. Whereas the theme for this year's observance of Anapi Heritage Month is Power in Unity, Strengthening Communities Together, celebrates the collective strength, resilience, and leadership of Anapi communities, honoring those who have built enduring foundations that empower future generations to thrive, collaborate, and respond to change and adversity. And whereas the month of May was selected as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month because the first Japanese immigrants arrived in the U.S. on May 7th, 1843, and the first transcontinental railroad was completed on May 10th, 1869, with substantial contributions from Chinese immigrants. Whereas according to the U.S. Census, the Anapi population nearly doubled between 2000 to 2019 and is projected to surpass 46 million by 2060 and the nation's largest immigrant group by 2055. Whereas the Anapi population in Solano County is over 75,000, comprising a diverse population with a large active Filipino community representing approximately 18% of the total Anapi population in the United States. Whereas Anapi communities encompass a rich diversity of culture, language, migration, histories, and lived experiences, including those of immigrants, refugees, Indigenous Pacific Islanders, and multiracial individuals, each contributing to the collective strength and vibrancy of our communities. And whereas such leaders as Patsy Mink and Daniel Inouye have advanced civil rights, education, trailblazers in art and culture, including Anna Mae Wong, Bruce Lee, and Olivia Rodrigo, have reshaped representation and expanded visibility for Anapi communities in media and popular culture. And writers and thinkers such as Maxine Hong Kingston and Ocean Wong have deepened understanding of identity, migration, and belonging through powerful storytelling. And athletes such as Naomi Osaka and Jeremy Lin have not only excelled in their sports, but have also used their platforms to advocate for equity, representation, and mental health awareness. And whereas June 12th is recognized as Philippine Independence Day, commemorating the Declaration of Independence from Spanish colonial rule in 1898, and serves as an important day of pride and celebration for Filipino Americans and the global Filipino community. Whereas Anapi identified students account for a large percentage of Solano Community College students and the Solano County residents, enriching our campus and community in their broad intersectionality. Whereas as an Anapi serving institution, Solano Community College is committed to continuing the work to honor the voices of those whose stories have been untold, to advance educational opportunities, and support the Anapi community's growth in its impact, influence, and solidarity with other marginalized communities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Solano Community College District Governing Board proclaims May 2026 as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Thank you.
Thank you for reading that out loud. Yes, that's wonderful. Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve. Thank you.
It was moved by Vice President Jackie Wynn-Greer and seconded by Trustee Rosemary Thurston to approve the resolution for 2026 Anapi Heritage Month resolution. Is there any discussion?
Yes, can I
Yes.
just say something real fast? I just wanted to say that, once again, thank you very much for bringing this resolution for the month of May as Asian American Heritage Month. I also want to give a huge shout out to three wonderful individuals who are sitting in the back who've been waiting patiently for this part of the meeting in regards to reading of the resolution. The Anapi Student Achievement Program Co-Coordinator Leah Nazarino and the two interns Kai and Kari. Thank you so much for being here and witnessing the reading of it. And also a big shout out to Professor Maria Isip Bautista, who also has been helping, and I've been just coordinating and talking with her. So thank you so much. And of course, as always, to VP Neely for reading the wonderful words on paper. It jumps out when you read them, and so thank you. And for Superintendent President Butler for remembering to put this on, because I forgot to ask for it, and so when I saw it on the agenda, I was very pleased. So thank you so much. So thank you so much, Neely.
Thank you. All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Boyce,
Aye.
Vice President Wynn-Greer,
Aye.
Trustee Honeychurch, Trustee Thurston, President Cargo Reed,
Aye.
Student Trustee Rodriguez, Trustee Kara.
Aye.
And thank you.
All right, thank you. And yes, thank you for joining for the reading. It's an honor to have you here. Thank you. And thank you, Vice President Jackie Wynn-Greer. I appreciate you. All right, so we're going to move on. Oh, the resolution passed, so thank you. All right, information items. All right, there are no information items. Do we have any announcements?
I went to the Biotech Open House, which was totally unannounced. I forgot to tick my invitation and I just showed up. And I just wanted to say that I was so impressed. It was everyone was charming, the people were welcoming, the young kids, which were high school kids, were really amusing. What I thought was particularly interesting that I didn't know is that we offer Biotech 110, which is a course that is supposed to sort of do everything necessary, prerequisites, to get into the biotech. And I thought that was brilliant. Please, you guys have to tell us things like that, because Dodo, me, thought you had to take 16 classes before waiting list. So things like that, I appreciate knowing, because it means that we're doing a really good job of making it kind of simple when college is not simple at all. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee
Yeah.
Quinton Boyce?
There are two early college events that I wanted to invite you to. If you haven't got an email yet, it's coming. I sent it to Tiffany to pass on, so it should be coming from Tiffany soon. One is that our seniors in our program do a capstone project, and so they showcase their project in May every year. And so this Friday, May 8th, from 1 to 3, in the cafeteria, they'll be showcasing their projects, and so if you would like to come explore, it's sort of science fair style, like you don't have to stay for the whole 1 to 3, you can come for as much or as little as you are able to, and talk to as many students as you would like to. So the amazing projects, community service, creative arts, and career exploration projects that are super diverse. I love, that's the favorite thing about the program is, getting to oversee 100 different projects. Like I learned tons of things each year. And then our seniors, we recognize our seniors who have completed all the requirements for college entrance and graduation and capstone on an awards night on the 28th. You'll see an email coming. So at the time, I think it's 6 to 8, but yeah, it should be 6 to 8. And then, but that one, there is limited seating, so please RSVP by the 21st if you would like to come so that we can plan on it.
All right, thank you so much. All right. Yes, we look forward to that email and updated information. Superintendent President, Dr. Kelly Butler.
I wanted to share a recognition of Trustee Jackie Wynn Greer, who has been recognized for the 2026 Johnny D. Giles Forward Award by the National Association of Asian Pacifics in Politics and Public Affairs. And the award recognizes her tireless advocacy and mentorship of AAPI in politics and public affairs throughout her career, and public affairs professionals and journalists, and and her work with legislative staff member Senator Tony Strickland's office. And we are just really excited to have her recognized publicly for the work that she tirelessly does. So thank you, Jackie, for all of your good work.
Yes, round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
If I may say something, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Superintendent President Butler, for highlighting that. Due to the fact that I'll be receiving the award on Thursday, May 21st, I will not be able to attend the commencement ceremony that evening, and I will be remissive and I will miss being part of that because it was very joyful last year of attending it. I was very surprised when I received the award because never in my 10 years I've been at the legislature over the past 10 years would I have thought that an immigrant myself would be recognized for the work that I've done over the past several years from the many different commissions and boards that I have served on. So thank you so much for recognizing that, for sharing with everybody that. I also just want to say out loud that President Amber Cargo-Reed and we attended the Bioville at the Vacaville campus, and it was amazing to see, for the second year for myself, to see the different types of companies that are there, very engaging. And also a big shout out to our outreach team Always very impressive in terms of seeing the work that they do and their passion and their engagement. They're not just there. I've been to a lot of tabling, as somebody who works in public service. And, a lot of people just sit there at the table. But the individuals I saw, Caroline especially, she was very engaged talking to people. I can see with her, an animated facial expression. So I just want to give those two individuals I saw a shout out that night. And then also, just real quick, the candidates forum that was held last month was really successful. We had around nearly 20 trustees from various school districts around Solano County who attended. And we had 3 very engaging candidates who we listened to in terms of their priorities for our students who are our future leaders of, California here. And so that was great. And hopefully after the primary, we'll be holding perhaps another candidates forum with the top 2 vote getters in terms of hearing what they have to say for our students. And lastly, I just wanted to say, and I know the room is cleared, but I heard a lot of these students in terms of their requests with the Falcon Flyer and the scheduling. I know tonight it was just very great to hear a lot of their responses and their comments, and I'm hoping that perhaps we as a board, the governing board, can take that information and perhaps have a discussion during our retreat on June 27th in regards to what we can do. I love in-person studying, but at the same time, I also know that when I pursue my master's, it was through online, and so the value of both is incredibly valuable for our students. And the fact that a lot of our students did talk about transportation issue, and yes, gas prices are up. They're up tremendously. California has the highest gas tax in the nation. We're nearly $2 compared to other states here in the United States. And so if there's something that we can do to help alleviate the affordability crisis that everybody's talking about, I hope that perhaps we can bring that and discuss it and do something to help our students out, because I think it's important. I hear a lot of our students, especially Emma Roberts from Dixon. That's my area, and for her to come to here and to share that meant a lot. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate everyone's updates, information, and I will expand on thanking the public comments today that Anna Patera had her, encourages public speaking and for our youth to be able to speak and engage and have their opinions heard, and they do matter. And we will be looking into what we can do as a board to help encourage our students, our faculty, and our Solano Community College community. So I also want to give a shout out to Sergeant Major Jesse Branch. He was recognized, received the key to the city of Fairfield during the Fairfield City meeting. What date was that on? It wasn't last Tuesday. I think it was last Tuesday, wasn't it? Well, it was during the Fairfield City Council meeting, which I'm from Vacaville, but I was up there to be able to also see Michael. He also received a poetry, yes. What's his last name? Wiley. He's representing Solano Community College. We had 2 of our greats over there getting recognition and honor. So it was a pleasure to be there and see that happen in person. And I want to wish all the mothers and people who have mothers a very wonderful, happy Mother's Day weekend. So with that being said, is there any other things from the board? All right, then I will go ahead and...
The people that don't have mothers, what do they get?
Aunties.
I'm a fur baby mother.
All right, we're going to move forward. That was supposed to be endearing, everybody. All right. Having no more items from the board, do we have a motion to adjourn? All right. It was moved by Trustee Rosemary Thurston and seconded by Trustee Honeychurch to adjourn the meeting. There being no further business to come before the board, the meeting was adjourned at 9:09 p.m. Thank you, everyone. I tell you what, I can't hold them. Thank you.